Can dogs eat spinach? The hidden danger in this superfood? Picture this. You're in the kitchen whipping up a healthy salad. You chop up some fresh, vibrant green spinach, and then you hear it. That little pitter-patter of paws on the floor. You look down, and there's your best friend staring up at you with those big, hopeful eyes. You think, it's just a leafy green. It's a superfood for me, packed with vitamins. What could it hurt to share a little piece? It honestly seems like one of the healthiest things you could possibly give your dog. But you need to hold that thought. Because inside that seemingly innocent leaf, there's a naturally occurring compound. And this compound, especially in large amounts or for the wrong dog, doesn't just cause a little tummy ache. It can actually interfere with your dog's body, block essential minerals, and help create a painful, serious, and chronic health condition. Before we jump in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on more animals, travel, and lifestyle content like this. Let's get started. On the surface, spinach looks like one of the best human foods you could possibly share with your dog. I mean, its nutritional resume is pretty spectacular. It's absolutely bursting with vitamins and minerals that are critical for a dog's health. We're talking about a real powerhouse of nutrients. It's loaded with vitamin A for healthy vision and a strong immune system. It's got vitamin C, another immune booster, and vitamin K, which is vital for helping blood clot properly. But the list doesn't stop there. Spinach also gives them minerals like iron for energy, potassium for healthy muscles and nerves, and magnesium, which is involved in just about everything from their heartbeat to how their body creates energy. Plus, it's a great source of antioxidants that fight cell damage, and it has fiber to help keep their digestive system running smoothly. When you look at that incredible list, it's no wonder a loving owner would think a few leaves of spinach are a fantastic health boost. It seems like such an easy, natural way to add some extra goodness to their bowl. But this is where the story takes a very sharp turn. The big problem here, the villain of our story, is a compound called oxalic acid, or oxalates. And spinach has a very high concentration of it. While a tiny bit is harmless for a healthy dog, it's what this compound does inside your dog's body that's the real threat. Think of these oxalates as tiny mineral thieves. When your dog eats spinach, the oxalates get absorbed into their bloodstream. Once they're in there, they hunt for and bind with essential minerals, especially calcium. So instead of your dog's body using that calcium for strong bones and healthy muscles, the oxalic acid snatches it, forming something new called calcium oxalate. This effectively robs your dog's body of the calcium it needs. Over time, this could lead to a metabolic imbalance. So where does this new calcium oxalate stuff go? Well, your dog's body has to get rid of it, and that job falls to the kidneys. The kidneys filter it out of the blood and into the urine. Now imagine this happening over and over again. A large amount of these calcium oxalate compounds can start to overwhelm the kidneys. They can crystallize, forming microscopic, sharp-edged stones. These stones can get stuck in the bladder or kidneys, and they are a nightmare to deal with. Unlike some other types of bladder stones, these calcium oxalate stones can't be dissolved with a special diet. They almost always require surgery to remove. Their presence causes irritation, inflammation, and a lot of pain. It can lead to bloody urine, your dog straining to pee, and in a worst-case scenario, a complete and life-threatening urinary blockage. So while you're thinking you're giving a vitamin-rich treat, you might actually be helping form these painful stones, especially if your dog eats spinach regularly or in large amounts. So does all this mean you should banish spinach from your dog's life forever? For most healthy dogs, the answer is no, not necessarily. The solution isn't to completely avoid it, but to be smart about it. You can dramatically lower the risks if you know how to prepare and serve it. First off, raw versus cooked. While a dog can technically eat raw spinach, it's really not the best idea. Raw spinach is tough for them to digest, which can lead to gas and an upset stomach. More importantly, raw spinach contains the highest levels of that problem-causing oxalic acid. The absolute best way to prepare spinach for your dog is to steam it. Steaming helps break it down, making it much easier to digest. And here's the crucial part. Studies show that steaming can significantly reduce the amount of soluble oxalates, making it a much safer choice. Boiling works too, but it also causes most of those good vitamins to leak out into the water, which kind of defeats the whole purpose. When you get it ready, the rules are simple, but you can't skip them. First, wash it well to get rid of any pesticides. Then, steam the leaves until they're just wilted. And this is key, serve it completely plain. No salt, no butter, no oil, no seasonings. And never ever add garlic or onions, as both are toxic to dogs and will cause a whole different set of serious problems. Once it's steamed, give it a good chop into small pieces to make it even easier to digest. Even when it's prepared perfectly, the golden rule for feeding your dog spinach is moderation. This is not something that should ever be a daily part of their diet. Think of it as a rare treat. A general rule of thumb for any treat is that it shouldn't make up more than 10% of your dog's daily calories. But since spinach is so low-cal, it's easier to think in terms of portion size. For an extra small dog like a Chihuahua, we're talking a tiny amount, no more than 1/4 teaspoon of the chopped steamed stuff. For a small dog like a Beagle, you can go up to 1/2 teaspoon. A medium-sized dog like a Border Collie can have about 1 teaspoon. For large dogs like a Lab, a 1/2 tablespoon is fine. And for the gentle giants like a Newfoundland, you can give them up to 1 full tablespoon. As you can see, these are not big portions. It's just enough for a little nutrient boost without flooding their system with oxalates. As for how often, less is always more. Giving your dog this small, safe amount maybe once or twice a week is plenty. That schedule gives their kidneys more than enough time to process and flush everything out without any risk of it building up. Daily spinach is a no-go. That's when you start playing with the long-term risk of stone formation. Now, all the advice I just gave about careful prep and moderation, that only applies to healthy adult dogs. For some dogs, the risk from spinach, no matter how small the amount, is just too high. For these pups, spinach should be off-limits completely. The first and most critical group are dogs with any history of kidney or bladder issues. If your dog has been diagnosed with kidney disease, has had urinary tract infections, or has ever had bladder or kidney stones before, especially calcium oxalate stones, you should never feed them spinach. Their kidneys are already working hard and can't handle the oxalates, which makes them extremely likely to form new stones. The second group that should skip the spinach is puppies. A puppy's kidneys are still developing and aren't nearly as efficient as an adult dog's. Their little bodies are much more vulnerable to high oxalate levels, so it's best to stick to their specially formulated puppy food until they're all grown up. Finally, certain breeds are genetically more likely to form calcium oxalate stones. This includes breeds like miniature schnauzers, Lhasa Apsos, Yorkshire Terriers, Bichon Frises, and Bulldogs. If you have one of these breeds, you need to be extra careful and talk with your vet before you even think about adding spinach to their diet. Trying to navigate the world of human foods for our dogs can be really confusing, right? One day you hear something is a superfood, the next it's a hidden danger. We believe that knowing the facts is the best way to keep your pet safe, and our goal is to give you clear, straightforward information to help you make the best choices. If you want to stay informed and get clear answers to your biggest pet health questions, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to learn more about it. Take a second to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Section 6. Safer and smarter alternatives. Now, if all this talk about oxalates and kidney stones makes you a little nervous, or if your dog is in one of those high-risk groups, don't worry. There are plenty of other fantastic, safe, and healthy vegetables you can share with your dog that don't come with all this baggage. Cucumbers are a wonderful choice. They're super low in calories and are mostly water, so they're a great hydrating, crunchy treat. Green beans are another excellent option. They're packed with fiber and vitamins and are easy to digest, whether you serve them fresh or steamed. Carrots are a classic dog-friendly veggie for a reason. They're full of beta-carotene and fiber. Cauliflower in small steamed amounts can also be a nice treat, but be warned, it can sometimes make your dog a little gassy. And finally, lettuces like romaine and iceberg are safe, crunchy, and mostly water, making for a fun, low-calorie snack. These alternatives can give you peace of mind, offering a little nutritional boost without the specific risks that come with high oxalate greens like spinach. So, let's circle all the way back to that moment in the kitchen, with your hopeful dog looking up at you. Can dogs eat raw spinach? The real answer is a very careful yes. For a healthy adult dog with no kidney problems, a small amount of steamed, plain chopped spinach once or twice a week is generally safe and can offer some nice health benefits. It can be a good thing when you serve it the right way. But the key takeaways are the most important part. How you prepare it is everything. Steaming is safest. The portion size is paramount. Think a teaspoon, not a cup. And you have to know your dog. Puppies and any dog with a history of kidney or urinary issues should never have it. Honestly, the single most important step you can take before adding any new food to your dog's diet is to just talk to your veterinarian. They know your dog's specific health history and can give you the best possible advice. Your vet is your #1 partner in making sure your best friend lives a long, happy, and healthy life. Now we'd love to hear from you. Have you ever given your dog spinach? How did they react? Share your stories and any questions you have in the comments below.